How to make $20,000 in 20 days in wholesaling real estate. Guys, it's Rick Ginn here, and in this video, I'm going to break down not only how to get your 20K in only 20 days, but we are going to break down the fastest path to get there, what lists to pull, and how to attack these sellers so you can pocket 20K in 20 days. But before I do it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling today. That's right. I'm going to show you how to make 20K in 20 days. And all you have to understand is that is the goal. So if you have the goal in mind, you just got to break it down. And the really cool part is this is simple. Guys, this is one, if not two wholesale deals. So to get this done in 20 days, you are going to have to take immediate action. You can't sit there and study it for 30 because you're not going to have enough time to get it done. So if we know we got to find one or two deals, then we need to find deals within 20 days. We're going to have to find the most highly motivated list. So the first step into getting to any wholesale deal, especially in a short period of time for the best deals, is you've got to collect your list. So a list is nothing more than potential prospects of people that might be willing to sell their home at a discount. So we need to know how to attack this list, so let's dive into it. So the first list that you hear me and Zach always talking about is government lists. And these are lists that are basically created at the courtroom level by your local county. And the really cool thing about these lists, not only are they massively motivated, but here's the cool part is they're 100% free. Gurus don't talk about them because it's hard to sell it in a paid course when you're telling them to do something free in public records. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. They're called government lists. And you can go down to your county courthouse and you can look at any court appointed leads. Now these leads typically are going to have high motivation because people have an issue, and in order to solve the issue, they usually have to liquidate their real estate property, and that's where you, the wholesaler, comes in. So the type of list you're looking for on these government lists from these court-appointed leads are probates, pre-foreclosures, eviction list, divorce list, tax lien list. Also want to look for your tax delinquency list, which is going to really derive from your property appraiser's site or your DMV site at your local county level. And these are people that are behind on their taxes. You guys can take it a step further and you can find your water shutoff list, which is run by your utility department, and then your fire department. They'll have a list of all the fire damaged properties. Guys, these government lists are a crucial step in getting to that 20K in your first 20 days. They're going to have the highest motivation, and these lists are free. That's why I want to go out and attack them so we can compile the right list to find these two deals. Okay, the next type of list are basically what we call your paid list. And don't worry, these aren't expensive lists. And me and Zach show you how to get these lists, and it's really simple. So a paid list is basically a pre-sorted list you pay a data aggregator to go out and get for you at the convenience on your computer at home. It's super efficient and I love using it. So if you go over to listrei.com, you can go and pre-populate their filters with the tired landlord filters, the vacant property list, the zombie property list, and last but not least, one of my favorites are the pre-probate properties. These are probates where someone's passed away and they own a particular piece of property within that given county. Guys, just taking these lists, if you use listrei.com, you get 10,000 leads per month with your subscription. And it's really easy to pull a list of 10,000. And not only are you going to do it just to do this 20K in 20 days, but you're going to do this every month going forward, because for basically $100, you can pull 10,000 leads. You will never beat this cost. You should take advantage of it if you're in a position to do it. The next list I want you to aggregate, which is one of the simplest lists, not the sexiest, but it works really well, is called your driving for dollars list. And this is a technique where you simply just get in your car, your bike, your running shoes, whatever you want. Take a notepad or anything like that. You could use your Deal Machine app, DM Zach, or you can just take a yellow pad and you're looking to drive around neighborhoods you're looking to invest in. And you just really look for ugly houses that just don't look right. Maybe the grass is high, maybe there's a blue tarp on the roof, maybe the mailbox is knocked over, maybe the house has got like boarded up windows. When you see houses like this, take the time to either use your app or write down the address, and you want to collect as many of these addresses as possible. Now, by using this technique, you streamline your efficiency in getting a deal, and this is why it's one of my favorite deals on trying to get your 20K in 20 days, because once you found a distressed house, all you have to do is reach out to the owner and you can put a deal together very, very quickly. And the last list I have for you is our FSBO list. Now, the really cool thing about the FSBO list is you can go into Zillow, look up all the for sale by owner properties. That's what FSBO stands for. And their phone number and their names on there, what they're willing to sell. And you can accumulate that list. Now, you're going to need quantity in that list because it takes a lot of calls to get through them. But a combination of all these lists I've just mentioned above is the first step in getting your 20K in your first 20 days. Now, guys, these lists, you have the 10,000 prepaid list that you're going to pull out through your listrei.com. The second one is going to be your driving for dollars. You should have at least 500 leads. And last but not least, your government list. You should be able to pull at least 2,500 leads from there. And your total list lead count would be 13,000. This is more than enough to pull 1 or 2 deals out of it to make your first 20K. So the next step is once you have your list, you simply have to do what we call skip trace. So skip trace is nothing more than the art of finding the owner's home phone number, cell phone number, or relatives associated with them so you can reach out to them and call them directly, what we call cold calling. So if you don't have any money and you're on a tight budget, you can go over to truepeoplesearch.com and you can do it for free. It's going to take you some time. It's a bit manual. Or for those of you that rather just pay someone to do it for you, you can use it in the data aggregator, and you can go over to exactdata.com where you can do your skip tracing built in right there. And it gives you a lot of convenience because it'll spit out all the phone numbers really quick for you. Now, once you do that, you have to decide how you're going to reach out to all these sellers that need your help. The fastest way, in my opinion, is you've already gone through the skip trace technique, is just go ahead and cold call them. Now, before you get freaked out about cold calling, it's the fastest, most efficient way to get a deal, in my opinion. So you're simply going to pick up the phone and say, listen, Mr. Seller, are you the owner of 123 USA Street? Awesome. Hey, do you have any interest in selling that property? And just let them talk. And then if you want to learn more on how to use our scripts and turn them into conversations, go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you how to do this in entirety, and I'll expand more on lists and more ways that you can be successful in wholesaling. Just go over to freewholesaling.com. Now, once you reach out to these sellers via cold calling, you're simply going to go through and make all the phone calls. I want you to pace yourself. So if you have 13,000 leads, pace yourself and break it down. So if you want to get through 13,000 leads, set a goal, a target number, and stick to the amount of cold calls you're going to make. So if your plan is to make 500 to 700 cold calls a day, make sure you stick to it and stay on target and break it up through the day. Once you get a hold of them, I'm going to teach you a simple technique on basically making a lowball offer and getting your offers accepted, because most wholesalers screw it up right here. To try to get the perfect offer, they spend sometimes 20-30 minutes doing comps and everything else to try to get that yes. I'm going to simplify it for you. Basically, I want you to calculate your ARV, and basically whatever offer you were going to make, take like 30% off of it. Before you go, oh my God, Rick, that's crazy. I'd rather you start low and work your way up on pricing, because if you offer your highest maximum allowable offer, called your MAO, you have nowhere to go from there. So reduce your MAO, just reduce it by 30%, make them the offer, expect it to get rejected, and understand you are going to get a counter. The counter is the key to any type of real estate transaction for you to actually start a real negotiation. So once you get a counter from the seller because they rejected your first offer, you're not surprised, you expected it, and you can work your way up on your offer. Your seller can work their way down on their offer, and hopefully you guys can find a spot where it's a win-win. We only do deals that work out for the seller and work out for you. That's how wholesaling works. And the really cool part of this technique I'm teaching you is really with 13,000 leads, I actually think you're going to do more than 2 deals. But guys, if you just averaged $10,000 a deal, did 2, that would easily get your 20K, and you would have it under contract within 20 days. Now, we can't stop there. Now that we have it under contract, and once your seller verbally agrees to you, You can either see them in person and actually have them physically sign a purchase and sales agreement, or you can do it virtually with some sort of electronic DocuSign software so you can get your offers accepted. Once you get them accepted, you need to go out and find your cash buyers. The first place you're going to hunt is your social media. You're going to look for investor groups in your area, and you're looking for emails and phone numbers, and you want to call them. Do not email them. Do not text them. You need to call because you need to put the deal together fast. And the best way to do that is you have to vet them. I really don't want them to be another wholesaler because odds are it won't work out. And I want to make sure they have the cash to buy it with a proof of funds. And I want to make sure they're buying properties in my area for this type of rehab. Once you have a vetted cash buyer, you simply basically going to take your contract and then you could sell it to them via assignment of contract. If you want to learn more how to do this, go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you step by step how to not only do your first deal, but how to make your first $100,000 in wholesaling. So guys, once you have your lists, once you do the skip tracing, once you cold call them, and once you have it under contract, and once you match them up with a very highly qualified cash buyer, this is how you can simply take your 1 or 2 deals and do this less than 20 days. The key is you are reaching out to highly motivated sellers in a very fast and efficient way. Guys, you're never going to be cold calling when you are limited on time because you don't have to get in a car. You can contact the seller directly without any type of middleman, and you can get a deal under contract in as little as 20 days. And not only do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 4, you can do 5. Guys, why stop there? Keep it going. Guys, I hope this shares an inspiration on how you can put 20K in your pocket within 20 days. I've done it. My son's done it. There's no reason you can't do it. Guys, let me know in the comments if you're going to grab that 20K in 20 days. And let me know if you're going to use any of these techniques. And maybe you can share a few more with us that we can all learn from. So guys, if you liked this content, do me a favor, smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.